Are we at peak car? Meaning the end of the beginning of the end or the end of the beginning of?
Well, there's still a lot of growth around the world. If you think about the global middle class, by various studies, the global middle class around the world is going to double in the next 15 years. A lot of it in Asia. And the first thing you want to do when you get into the middle class is buy a car, because that connotes that you've kind of made it in certain portions of the world. So when you step back and you look at the car industry, it's still a growth business.
In the US, in countries like the US, where you have the idea of autonomous cars, where Uber and Lyft and ride sharing maybe make car ownership less important, are you going to see car sales decline over time in the US?
If you look in major urban areas, that the car density is going to go down, right? Because it's physics, right? There's only so much space in cities. More people are coming to cities. If you look at here in the US, but around the world, various studies say, 2/3 of the world's population is going to be in urban areas in the next 15 years. So there clearly could be less vehicles, not only because there's just not more places to put vehicles, but also you have, cities that may outlaw the private use of vehicles in downtown areas. But as we look at some of these trends, around the growth of the global middle class, the growth of these megacities, the issue of air pollution around the world, we're saying to ourselves, we want to be part of that solution. So even in an environment where there could be less cars, we're thinking our business as our core business of designing and developing and manufacturing great cars, utilities, and trucks, and we're going to love that business and invest in it and put out the best cars and trucks and utilities we can. But at the same time, there's these emerging areas of mobility services. And as a company, we're really thinking about, to your point, how do you think out as a company 10, 15 years? What's your view of the world? And then you really have to say, well, where do we want to play and how do we want to play in that world? And rewind back to today and make sure you're making the decisions to put in place as the plans to be successful in that time period.
Tell us what didn't happen with Google.
What didn't happen with Google?
Yes, you were talking to them.
What are you referring to?
You were in talks with them, correct?
We talk with everybody.
No, don't give me that.
No, we talk with everybody.
No.
Tell me
May as well throw
ask me
Uber
this
in there at the
question.
same time.
What?
We'd get Uber, so we can do both as well.
We talk with everybody.
I'm sure they scared the life out of you because they're robots. But what did you want from a company like, say, a big search company that owns all the information on Earth, for example?
The dynamics get very funky very quickly. We've said in what we call Ford Smart Mobility, which is really our way of making transportation and mobility more accessible, more available, more affordable to folks. In some cases, we will go it alone. In some cases, I'll give you an example. We are piloting right now what we call Dynamic Shuttle. It's a ride-hailing service for our transit vehicles in urban areas. We opened up a Silicon Valley Research and Innovation Center about a year ago. Mm-hmm. And the reason we did that is because we wanted to be viewed as part of the community and not some transactional partner that comes in and says, I'll take one of those or one of this, and flies back to Dearborn or to Detroit. And we've learned a lot from that. And one of the things that we learned is, the startup mentality. And there will be news coming out over the next number of months and years around this. It has to be in the context of what we want to achieve as a company. And importantly, as we talk with a lot of different partners, again, that issue of making sure there's a cultural fit and you are really trying to solve something. Because if we get caught up in the moment, somebody's taking equity position here in this ride service or that, it's really important for us, if we get so lockstep with the competition, you leave the customer behind. So we want to keep up with the customer, and then we have these emerging mobility services, which we call Ford Smart Mobility. So people understand, yeah, I get it. This is not a threat to the core business. This actually can be additive to our business, and oh, by the way, helping to respond to some of these societal issues. And within that, we've said, let's create a separate subsidiary. We call it separate but connected. As usual, technology will always outpace some of the legal and regulatory frameworks. But I'm really pleased to see how the regulators are viewing this. And that's why us as a company, as we think about our customers going forward, we very much want to partner with cities. And it's not just about, do we offer a service within a city boundary? We really want to partner with cities because they have a lot of mobility issues. You talk to the mayors here in the US or in India or even in China. The issue is not only around the quality of life for their citizens, but it's really around economic development. They're looking for answers and help. And that's why by partnering with them, we think we can offer them these great products and services and technologies that we're developing to help them alleviate some of their mobility issues and provide us a good business return at the same time.
Product.
Yeah.
What would you like a car to look like in 25 years? Just very quickly.
Well, when you look at product, 25 years from now, clearly it's going to have a lot of advanced driver assist features. There'll be a number of products which will be full autonomous vehicles. When you look at the interiors of the vehicles, they will change dramatically, particularly as the vehicles become fully autonomous.